Now at 6, Conway is about to get much more teal. How fans are getting ready for the Sean's football season opener and what you need to remember before you head to the game.
And the excitement is building here at Darlington Raceway. But before the green flag drops, we have a preview of everything about to happen over the weekend.
Live, local, now. This is WMBF News at 6.
Thanks for joining us here at 6. I'm Ashley Bowles. We'll check in with Rachel in just a minute. First, we want to bring in Chief Meteorologist Jamie Arnold with what we can expect. Hey, it's a big weekend coming up.
It is a big weekend, and Mother Nature is going to be cooperating with it. Forget about the unofficial end of summer. We're holding on to those warm temperatures and the humidity heading into the weekend. Let's show you what we're looking at out there tonight. And yeah, plenty of folks out and about enjoying things out on the beaches and doing so with those warm temperatures. 83, enough humidity though to make it feel more like 90 out there. But yeah, it's still early September. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Good news is though, it is dry. It is rain free with first alert Doppler radar not showing any showers, not showing any thunderstorms. And we're going to keep it that way as we head through the rest of the evening. So if you're heading out to dinner or more importantly, one of those Friday night football games, notice the dry forecast and notice those temperatures staying on the warm side, hovering right around that 80-degree mark. Now heading to the day tomorrow, we are going to bring in a slight chance of a shower, but notice early in the morning it's dry. I think though as we head from let's say mid-morning into midday, notice a couple of showers try to develop on the sea breeze through 11, 12 to 1 o'clock, but they are few and far in between. Those will tend to drift their way inland heading into tomorrow afternoon, and then it all diminishes as we head into the late afternoon and evening hours. So the big game in Conway tomorrow going to be just fine. Your beach plans, your backyard barbecue, yeah, you may want to check on the radar just in case we have one or two of those showers drifting around. Otherwise, we'll take you through the rest of the Labor Day weekend and also get you ready for some better rain chances on the way next week. And yeah, your tropical update, watching the first hurricane of the season and still watching another area in the tropics, all that in just a few minutes away.
Plenty to do this Labor Day weekend, and for NASCAR fans, the Cookout Southern 500 tops the list. WMBF News anchor Rachel Bogle is live from the Darlington Raceway. Rachel, you've been out there all day. You've talked to a lot of great people just about the excitement and everything that's happening this weekend.
Yeah, and there's definitely so much going on. And as you can see, I found the best seat in the house. We're going to give you a better view here in just a little bit. But I can tell you another cool thing is there's a lot of local and just South Carolina representation this race weekend, including Jordan Anderson. And I can tell you he may be from Columbia, but he is certainly no stranger to Myrtle Beach or to Darlington Raceway. But this weekend he is stepping out of the driver's seat and into an even bigger role because this 31-year-old owns his own race team. And this weekend he is looking for a big win in front of his home crowd.
I first came here when I was probably 6 or 7 years old, sat in the grandstands off of turn 4 and came here with my mom and dad watching races. This is kind of where I fell in love with the sport. I knew this is what I want to do, where I want to be one day, and when I got old enough to come down here in the garage area as a 12, 13-year-old, I was going around asking for autographs and seeing the cars and the haulers. I'm like, this is what I want to do. And you know, growing up racing go-karts and legend cars and dirt late models all across the Carolinas, just a really, really awesome track. I had a lot of fun there. But my dad's from Georgetown originally, not far from Myrtle Beach, and my grandparents had a condo in Garden City. So, you know, every summer, every off weekend we weren't racing, we were going to Garden City and going to Myrtle Beach and hanging down there. So a lot of days at the pier in Garden City and going down to Myrtle Beach at Broadway, the beach. So, you know, as a kid, I mean, that was kind of our stomping grounds when I was growing up. So a lot of good times spent down there.
Racing in general, it tends to be kind of like a family affair. It's in the genes, but for you that wasn't the case. There wasn't like daddy was a racer and, you know, we were doing this as a kid. That was not the case at all, was it?
No, my dad was in property management. My mom owned a hair salon. So I still remember when I was probably 8 or 9 years old, our first time going to a racetrack. We raced in go-karts and this kid walked up and said, hey, your toe's out. And we looked down at our shoes instead of the alignment on the race car. We had no idea. And it's been cool, so cool to figure it out along the way and, you know, to have a passion for our sport and figuring it out along the way. It's something that I've really pushed for.
What does that kind of mean for you guys to actually have to race the track?
So every track we go to is a little different. You know, you go to Las Vegas and Charlotte, you know, any of those quad ovals that you go to, turn 1 and 2, 3 and 4 are a little bit different, but nothing like this. I mean, these corners are, the banking's different, the grip's different. You turn 3 and 4 down here, it's tighter than 1 and 2. I mean, you can go through 1 and 2 and just barely roll the throttle. 3 and 4, you're in there and you're off the throttle, on the brake, hoping it's going to turn, and you're like holding on, hoping I don't hit that wall, and it's so crazy. But it all started, they got the minnow pond that supposedly was there when they built the racetrack off turn 4, which was turn 4 when the track was built. But it's so crazy to see how much characteristic this is. I think that's why so many drivers kind of gravitate towards liking this place, because it's unlike anywhere else we go to.
So can we make a deal? If you guys are able to get a win, will we see you in Garden City or in Myrtle Beach celebrating? Can we make a deal for postseason?
I'll be there for a week. A lot of hot dogs at Sam's Corner down there, and maybe a couple extra drinks to go with it.
So much fun talking to him. And I can tell you, in a sport that's full of so much big money, big names, big expensive race teams, there's something special about cheering for the little guy who's doing it himself, especially when he is a hometown guy. So certainly we'll be cheering on Jordan's number 31 car tomorrow in the Xfinity race, because you know what, we're also going to hold him to it. If they win, we better see him back down in Myrtle Beach. We're going to have a heck of a celebration. I'm definitely looking forward to that, and I know everyone is as well. But meanwhile, also talking about other things happening this weekend, a familiar face for baseball, or for basketball fans rather, will be right here at the track Too Tough to Tame on Sunday. University of South Carolina head women's basketball coach Don Staley will be the honorary pace car driver for the Cookout Southern 500 on Sunday. Staley led the Gamecocks to their second national championship in April, and she says her first NASCAR event was after the Gamecocks won their first national championship. That was back in 2017, and she is excited to be back at Darlington Raceway on the heels of her team's second national championship earlier this year. And it's also a big weekend for one of the drivers as well. It's the first race of the NASCAR Cup playoff. So it's getting very exciting here. This is the first step to crown a champion. That's not going to be until November in Phoenix. But Chase Elliott is number 1 right now in the rankings after winning the 2022 NASCAR Cup Regular Series Championship.
I hope you can go through the rounds and not need those points that you've accumulated. That's the best way to do it. But if you do have a bad day, which is likely inevitable, you have a little bit of something to fall back on with, which is always nice. So yeah, looking forward to getting going and kind of seeing where we stack up this first week and where we need to go from there.
And while that race isn't until Sunday, there is still a lot going on. So right now, they're bringing in the haulers for the NASCAR Cup Series. So that's pretty exciting. But fans also enjoying some old-fashioned Coke floats and the sounds of the Josh Brannon Band for a Friday night concert in the Midway. Pretty exciting stuff over there. Then Saturday, of course, the Xfinity Series race. Parking lots open at 7. The Midway will open at 8. Then qualifying begins at 10:35. A couple hours after that, the NASCAR Xfinity Series Sport Clips VFW Help a Hero 200 at 3 o'clock. And then to cap off the big day of races tomorrow, Kyle Petty is going to hold a book signing. That's going to be at 6:30. Then Sunday, of course, that is the big show. Parking lots open at 11 for the Cookout Southern 500, right around 6 o'clock. All right, so I can tell you it has been an action-packed afternoon and early evening here, and with so much excitement not dying down anytime soon, I'm about to go run around and enjoy my time here at the Speedway. I'm now a full-fledged NASCAR Darlington huge fan. I've been fully ingrained in this, and it's easy to see why it's so easy to fall in love with this place, from the history, the people, and everything. I'm just here to soak it all in, so for now, we'll catch up a little bit later on. But live now at Darlington Raceway, Rachel Vogel, WMBF News.
Rachel, you've certainly met a lot of exciting folks this weekend. There's a lot of excitement ahead for us tonight as well. We love having you out there, and please go get one of those Coke floats so you can enjoy tonight.
I'm gonna get 2.
There you go.
I'm getting 2.
Bring one back to the studio. I don't know how it's going to taste, but if you can.
I don't know if it'll make the trip fully frozen. It might not be frozen by the time I bring it back, but I will try my hardest.
All right, we appreciate
It
it.
might be half empty too, but I'll try.
Thanks so much, Rachel. Well, the Shawns are getting ready to get on the surf turf for their home opener. The CCU team is poised to take on the Army Black Knights. And not only is the team ready, the fans are too. Our reporter Ali Espinoza joins us live now from outside Brooks Stadium. Ali, you spoke to some students earlier. They told you they were waiting in line to get a free t-shirt for over 2 hours. How excited are they for tomorrow's game?
Actually, these students are dedicated and passionate. They're just so excited for tomorrow's season opener. And this will be a big opening game for the Chants because it's the first time they will take on Army on the football field. It is a sold-out game and students are being told to wear their teal. Many of those students hoped to score a free special t-shirt to wear to the game tomorrow. And as you can see, the line wrapped around the back of the wall building here on campus. Students tell me some of them had been waiting in this line since 2 o'clock this afternoon to get their hands on one of those 500 shirts being handed out. But others told me after they saw this line, they chose to skip waiting in that line.
I'll wear my other t-shirts I got back at my dorm. Yeah,
normally
sure.
my motto is free. If it's free, it's for me. But I think today that might slip.
And whether freshmen or seniors, these students tell me they're just so excited to be back on campus and cheering on their favorite team. For now, live at CCU, Ali Espinoza, WMBF News.
We've got a few reminders if you are heading out to Brooks Stadium for the game. The gates open an hour and a half before kickoff, so that's at 5:30. And the stadium also has a clear bag policy. They also must be smaller than 1 foot by 6 inches. You also have to leave umbrellas, selfie sticks, and food and drinks at home. There's also no re-entry into the stadium. This is also important to note. Starting at 2 tomorrow, University Boulevard from Chanticleer Drive west to Highway 544 will be closed. Tom Trout Drive from Chanticleer Drive to West Independence Drive will also be closed. And from Darlington to CCU, we've got coverage for you all weekend long. Be sure to stay with us for the excitement as CCU kicks off its season tomorrow and for the Cookout Southern 500 on Sunday. A lot ahead, plus helping your children cope with tragedy, how you can have difficult conversations with them.
Now, the certified most accurate forecast from First Alert Chief Meteorologist Jamie Arnold.
All right, well, the weekend, it is finally here. Mother Nature cooperating with us. It may be the unofficial end of summer, but yeah, we're going to keep some warmth. We're going to keep some humidity around. And with that, as is typical this time of the year, still an isolated shower or thunderstorm chance, but nothing that's going to really ruin any outdoor plans. Getting in some beach time tomorrow. Yeah, it's warm, 85. Heat index up around 90 to 95. There's going to be a 30% chance of a couple of showers, especially the first half of the day. They'll be in and out in a hurry. Maybe an afternoon cookout. Still a lingering shower chance, especially as you head further inland. But notice by the time we head into tomorrow evening for the big game at Coastal, 80 degrees, a little bit humid, but rain chances are out of the forecast by that time. And then it's a similar trend for Sunday, maybe taking the boat out on the waterway for the day, back up into the low to mid 80s, but notice rain chances creeping down a little bit to 20%, hanging out by the pool. Again, 20% chance, but notice by evening, the race there in Darlington. Lady in Black going to be dry Sunday evening with those rain chances coming back down. Temperatures, though, staying on the warm side up into the lower 80s. Let's give you a little more detail with those shower chances for this weekend. And what we're going to do is set the clock here for future radar at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. And it's pretty dry. Notice a little bit of moisture, though, lingering just offshore. A couple of those little tiny showers blow their way onshore from mid-morning through about midday. That's going to be the best chance of showers near the beaches. But then as we head into the afternoon, we'll cut down on those rain chances near the Grand Strand. We'll throw in a couple of showers inland, but then all of us dry out as we head into dinner time tomorrow evening. And then Sunday, it's a very similar setup, but not quite as much moisture in the atmosphere. So notice not as much action, still just 1 or 2 of those isolated showers around heading into Sunday afternoon. But once again, they diminish by late in the afternoon into the evening. There's that drop to 20% for those rain chances Sunday and Monday. Good timing. We do start to head into a more unsettled weather pattern by Tuesday and Wednesday with that risk of showers and storms back up to 40% as we head back to work and school next week. We will thankfully not have to deal with any concerns locally out of the tropics this Labor Day weekend. Still though, 2 features on the map. The first one, of course, is the first hurricane of the season, way up here by itself, Hurricane Danielle, with winds at 75 miles per hour right now. That motion is stationary, and as we showed you yesterday, it's not really going to move much of anywhere, just kind of drifting its way around here in the North Atlantic, about 2,000 miles away from us. Through Sunday, finally by Monday and Tuesday of next week, it'll kind of get that little kick and head into the North Atlantic and quickly weaken. The other system we've been watching all week long, finally starting to show a little bit of life in it. Hurricane hunters just wrapped up a mission, and it is getting a little bit better organized. So that chance of development at 70%, this may try to become our next tropical depression as it moves to the west over the next couple of days, but most of our forecast models continuing to show that harmless turn off to the north and staying out to sea. So your Myrtle Beach 7-day forecast giving us a couple of showers and storms Saturday, 20% chances through Labor Day, and then we bump those chances up to 40% early next week. Similar trend on your 10-day forecast, and inland also seeing just a couple of showers, a stray storm or two with those temperatures steady into the mid to upper 80s.
Well, you got the first alert right as the National Weather Service upgraded Danielle to a hurricane. We sent these alerts through your WMBF News and First Alert weather apps. Our team is dedicated to getting you the information you need as soon as we have it. Your First Alert weather app is also a great tool to have with you this weekend, no matter your holiday plans. New details following a triple shooting in the Carolina Forest area. Family court documents reveal Laura Moberly and her husband were going through a separation and custody battle. Officers found the bodies of Moberly and her 2 children, 11-year-old Eric Moberly and 8-year-old Emily Moberly, on Wednesday. They were found inside a home off Carolina Forest Boulevard. The most recent filings regarding guardianship of the children were dated this past Tuesday, the day before the shooting. Those shooting deaths have left the Carolina Forest community shaken, and now many parents have the hard task of sitting down with their kids and explaining what happened to their friends and classmates. WMBF News reporter Samuel Shelton learned from one social worker how to handle these types of situations.
One social worker that I spoke with said grief is different for everyone and to allow kids to go through mixed emotions. The shooting death of Laura Moberly and her 2 children has rocked the Carolina Forest community. Some parents we spoke with wondered how to talk to their own kids about the tragedy. Scott Pemmichter is a licensed clinical social worker at South Strand Medical Center. He says it's important to be honest with your children and explains what happened even if they don't already know. Pemmichter tells us younger children may show signs of behavior changes and to pay attention to their emotions.
Sometimes children cannot verbalize what they're going through, but they'll show it through behaviors or through their emotions. They can always make memories through art or music or poetry or storytelling and things along those lines.
Pemmichter says it's okay for parents not to know the answers to questions when it comes to grief, but to have a good support system for you and your child. In Carolina Forest, Samuel Shelton, WMBF News.
Well, high school football action is heating up, and our game of the week is no different. Our Corinne McGrath breaks down what you can expect when the Sharks take on the Seahawks. And checking in on the roads, traffic is picking up right now along Highway 501. It'll take about 35 minutes from Conway to get to the Grand Strand.
Well, we are already 3 weeks into the high school football season. The Myrtle Beach Seahawks hosting the St. James Sharks tonight. There's already a line out the gate, and this game doesn't get going for more than an hour. But these Seahawks fans are ready to see Myrtle Beach get their first win of the season. Now, it's rare to see a Myrtle Beach team start off their season 0-2, but head coach Mickey Wilson said before the very young and inexperienced team, with the success Myrtle Beach has had in the past, normally they don't normally have to rebuild, they just reload. Things are just taking a little bit longer than usual to fall into place this year. No doubt that the Seahawks once again have a roster packed with talent. Now that the first game jitters are out of the way and the players are settling into their new positions, we should start to see the Myrtle Beach program we recognize.
I think we gotta dial in, and we have to mentally be focused on what we're supposed to do and not worry about outside noise or criticism or any of the other things that might be going on. We just gotta focus on what we gotta do and do our job.
Now this game kicks off at 7:30 tonight. We're going to be bringing you highlights from this game as well as games all across the region. Socastee at West Florence, Central at Marion, and many more. Reporting in Myrtle Beach, Corinne McGrath, WMBF Sports.
And the weather for those Friday night games going to be just fine. As we mentioned at the top of the newscast, no showers, no storms to worry about out there this evening. They'll be breaking a sweat out there, though. It's warm. There's that live look over the Marsh Walk. Maybe you're going to skip the game and head out to dinner there at the inlet. Looking nice. Those temperatures still up into the low 80s. Let's take you into the other big game for tomorrow, Coastal versus Army. We'll watch those temperatures drop their way into the upper 70s. Any showers, maybe for tailgating, quickly dissipate for the game. And then it's also a good-looking forecast heading into Darlington for the Southern 500 Sunday evening.
Tonight on WMBF News at 7, solar panel problems, a serious issue some say they're having with one North Carolina company. NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt is next. We'll see you right back here after that for your news at 7 with all your top stories and your certified most accurate forecast. We hope you have a great rest of your night.